Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Friday, January 26th, 2024. I am Freddie Liebert. Vaughn Sturge of the Nevis Fishermen's Marketing and Supply Cooperative has received training in the sustainable use of fisheries resources through diversification of fisheries-based livelihood in small island states. Sturge represented St. Kitts and Nevis at the training course in Japan from October 16th to November 29th, 2023. The course aimed to assist fishers in using the resources that they have to be more diverse in their fishing practices. Sturge now has in-depth knowledge of how fisheries cooperatives function and how to formulate and execute an action plan. His action plan focused on fish aggregating devices, a topic which he notes has become popular amongst fishers in the Federation. This is in an effort to assist the fishers with the problems they are facing. Sturge says the knowledge he gained from the course is beneficial to the Federation and will be crucial in the diversification of fishing practices and increasing markets for fishers. Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable Eric Evelyn, says he is pleased with the theme the ministry chose for its Agenda 2024. Minister Evelyn was the featured speaker at the event.
The theme that has been set for today's Agenda 2024, cultivating a culture of resilience for a sustainable Nevis. And I particularly like the theme. I love the theme. Especially with the words resilience and sustainable. Now, we are part of a federation, and I'm sure most of us who have been in tune with what has been taking place in the federation over the years, or most recently over the past 2 years, we have heard so much about a resilient or a sustainable island state. And we here on the island of Nevis, we are very much part of that objective of becoming a sustainable island state. Almost every time when we hear the Prime Minister speak, almost every time when we hear the Minister of Environment in the federal government speak, we hear of the need for the development of a sustainable or the establishment of a sustainable island state. And we here on Nevis, we must be in tune with that. And I must say that the sector of agriculture will play a pivotal role in us attaining that objective or us becoming a sustainable island state.
The January 15th event included a presentation by Director of the Department of Agriculture, Randy Elliott, who discussed plans to increase food production on Nevis, and Deputy Director of the Department of Marine Resources, Corey Maynard, who discussed plans for the cultivation of fish, prawn and sea moss, as well as the construction of artificial reefs, which will become nurseries for fish, lobster, and other species.
Of course, when it comes to resilience, this ministry, or this department, or the departments that I'm a part of, I think we have been very resilient. Agriculture has been resilient over the years, very resilient. We have seen the resilience in the increase in production. We have seen the resilience in the fact that we have been able to attract more young people into the sector. We have seen the resilience in the number of activities that we've been having over the years. We have seen the resilience in the improvement in these activities. We have seen the resilience in the fact that more and more people, not only young people, are becoming attracted to agriculture, to fisheries, and to culture. And so the fact that we have been resilient over the years, what we need to do now and going forward is to build on that resilience. And once we build on that resilience, we will contribute to us, the Federation, becoming a sustainable island state. So I want us to bear that in mind at all times.
The key areas of focus for the Ministry of Agriculture include promoting farming practices that support natural ecosystems and the minimal use of external imports. Still to come.
Because I want you to know that this is one of the policy prescriptions which is specifically designed to try to assist men and women in the force who may want to own a home.
The details right after this break.
Celebrating culture, embracing our history. It's Culturama 50, July 25th to August 6th. It's the Caribbean's greatest summer line. See you there.
Welcome back. The Honorable Mark Brantley recently spoke to a government policy which is designed to assist officers of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force. Mr. Brantley was making remarks at the inaugural general meeting and New Year service of the Nevis Division of the Police Force in the capacity of Premier and Minister responsible for security in Nevis.
By law, the Nevis Housing and Land Development Corporation, which is the entity that builds homes on Nevis, the equivalent of the NHC, I think it's called in St. Kitts, that by law, those homes are only available to citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis. That is what the law provides. We have taken a position, and when I say we, successive governments have taken a position that some policy exemptions should be created. I say that to say that officers have been allowed to acquire housing in Nevis through the Nevis Housing and Land Development Corporation, notwithstanding that you may not be a citizen of St. Kitts and Nevis. And the idea behind that was really to allow some of you who are here and serving here, if you so choose, that this is where you want to put down your roots, that you can have a home of your own.
According to Premier Brantley, the initiative is part of community policing.
The idea is that if you get a home in Cherry Gardens, for example, that as an officer you're embedded in that community. Why? Because you're living there. And as a consequence, we hope that your presence in the communities will assist us in greater policing, greater monitoring, and so less crime. I say that because I want you to know that this is one of the policy prescriptions which is specifically designed to try to assist men and women in the force who may want to own a home. And so I encourage those of you who want to do that and are not just passing through, you want to settle down here, that you approach us through the Nevis Housing and Land Development Corporation to see how we can assist in that regard.
Premier Brantley also gave this assurance.
That whilst the NIA, the Nevis Island Administration, has no direct budgetary responsibility for police, that we have nevertheless tried to partner as best as we can. And we have, of course, partnered significantly in trying to get a better accommodation at Newcastle. When we built the Newcastle Police Station, the NIA was the principal funder of that particular station. I know that there have been some concerns and some issues, and I am committing that we will continue to work with the police to try to make your experience here a bit more comfortable, bearing in mind that many of you are not from Nevis, and so the stations are important in terms of your comfort. In relation to the Charleston Police Station, I think you are aware that that is now undergoing some renovations. It is our hope that that will be restored to a better facility, again, for the police and for better comfort.
Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Mark Brantley. And finally, Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Mark Brantley, will host his next press conference on Tuesday, January 30th. The press conference will be held at the Cabinet Room on the second floor of the Social Security Building at Pinnis Estate. Premier Brantley will provide an update on matters pertaining to Nevis, and members of the press will have the opportunity to ask questions. The Premier's press conference will be broadcast live from 10 a.m. on Nevis Television, NTV Channel 99, Nevis Television Facebook page, and Nevis Newscast YouTube channel. That's the end of our local news segment. Stay tuned for our latest weather update.